Welcome to practice. I'm Donna Cavanough, and we're going to begin laying down with a blanket folded so it's like a bolster, a little mini bolster. You could roll up a towel. It's to go under the shoulder blades and not to affect too much of the surface area of the back. To keep it small. And bring the arms straight out from the shoulders. When you lay your head down, just double check, how does your neck and your throat feel? And you want to find an easy, even length, front to back. I'm feeling the opening of the rib. And then legs can stay neutral in the bent hip width parallel position, or straight, or soles of the feet together, knees wide. And then letting the posture do its work as you bring your focus to yourself, to how it feels, to how you feel. As we let ourselves simply focus on ourselves, the feeling of the bones of the spine here embedded towards the front chest, so that the rib cage is broad and there's lots of space for the heart and lungs. Beautiful. And we'll take the arms overhead now. You can stretch them out straight, or however your shoulder might need to move. I've got a little injury in my right shoulder, so I'm going to care for that by not straightening all the way. Breathing deeply. Noticing if this becomes a little too intense, you can always put your arms back out to the side, or look for ways of releasing tension from your spine. Lovely. And then we're gently going to bring the arms in and rolling over to your right side. And coming into forward Virasana. Bring the feeling of having that blanket pressing your shoulder blades forward, as though we could keep that feeling with us for the practice. Forward Virasana. And then lifting up and walking your knees back. So your knees are more under the line of your hips. You can even walk your hands a little further forward. And we're going to stretch the armpits and the chest towards the floor. And keep your shoulders wide. Maybe your forehead can rest on the floor, or else keep the back of the neck long as you let the armpits broaden and lengthen. Feel that space between the shoulder blades, imagining the blanket still there, providing the support to press the shoulder blades more thoroughly to the back ribs more thoroughly to the front ribs. Nice work. And then we're going to take an all fours position. In all fours, stretch your fingers out wide. Press your fingerprints, base of your index fingers, and we'll arch the spine up. We'll tuck the toes under and come up into downward facing dog pose. We're going to sway the hips from side to side. And we're going to do that to try and lengthen between the rib cage, or the ribs, I should say. So hips over to the right side, left ribs open up. Hips over to the left side, right ribs open up. And let's keep going from side to side. Just letting your head hang. Beautiful. Knees to the floor. And take forward Virasana again. Feeling the flow of your breath. The body's responsiveness to the practice. Pieces in the body that need that extra thought, compassion, awareness. Beautiful. Lifting up now onto your knees. So we're going to lift the hands off the floor and step your right foot forward. We're going to come into a lunge position. And let's take the hips as far forward as you can. So you're bending your right knee as far forward as is comfortable for your knee. And then lifting up onto fingertips so you can lift your breastbone and looking forward. Nice. Now, if the floor is hard under your left knee, you could put your blanket down under your knee. Because we're going to try and keep the hips forward, but we're going to lift the hands up and the torso up. So what happens as we lift up, the hips want to move back to keep us balanced over the knee. But I want you to try and keep your hips forward. So we start to feel that stretch in the front of the left hip, left belly. And then we'll take the arms up by the ears and looking up. Nice work. Bring the hands back to the floor. Good. And then we're going to tuck the toes under of that left foot and bring the hips forward and lift the left knee off the floor. So now the back leg is straight. And it's a long distance from your front foot to your back foot. So when we lift up, the back heel's not going to be on the floor. But see if you can keep your back leg straight. And we're going to try and lift up from here without lifting the hips. Arms up, looking up. Oh, beautiful. And hands back to the floor. Nice work. Gently lower your left knee. And then we're going to take the hands off the floor. And you'll be kneeling up on both knees. So step your right knee back. And then we'll step the left foot forward. Hands to the floor, either side of your foot, and start to coax your hips forward. Finding where it feels good to stretch. So you bend your front knee as far as is practical. That feels good. Good, and we're going to lift up onto fingertips and bring the breastbone forward. The hips forward. Nice work. Now, can you keep the hips forward and lift the hands and the torso? Bring the arms up by the ears, looking up. Ooh. Keep the back of the neck long. Draw the shoulder blades down. Lifting the torso. Beautiful. And then hands back to the floor. And we're going to tuck the toes under of the right foot and lift the right knee off the floor. So we've got that really long distance from front to back. Back leg straight. Can you keep the hips forward? Take the weight into your legs, nice and powerful, and lifting the torso, lifting the arms, drawing the shoulder blades down. Beautiful. Hands back to the floor. We're going to step the left knee back and take child's pose. Noticing the feeling of the practice in your body, the flow of your breath. Nice work. And we're going to kneel up again. So do remember, you can always put a blanket down under your knees for extra padding. Kneeling up, and this time we're going to step the right foot forward. We're going to ease the hips forward again, but we're going to wiggle the right foot now out to the right edge of the mat. So you put your hands down flat underneath your shoulders. Give your fingers a nice stretch. And you let the right knee fall out to the right side. And we'll bring the hips forward and lift the breastbone. Finding the flow of your breath. If you activate your back leg a little by pressing the left foot down and lifting the knee slightly, or the pressure of the knee off the floor, makes it a little easier on the knee. Lovely. Back off a little, so take the hips back, bring the right leg back, and what we're going to do now is bring the right knee forward to the right wrist for pigeon pose, and you're going to bring your right foot as close to your left heel as feels good for your knee and your hip. So it might not move from being underneath your heel, underneath the hip, the right heel under the right hip, or you might scoot it forward. And we're going to slide the left leg back to bring the hips closer to the floor. Now, if you're feeling like you're lifting to the side, we could put a blanket, and you could use your blanket, you can double it over, make it higher if you need, and put that under the sit bone. So you feel really supported in keeping the pelvis level to the floor. And we're finding the breath here. Don't put your knee in a position that is painful, ever. You can always modify so that the postures suit your body as you are. Good. And we're going to walk the torso out as far as we can to the front. So that might mean that you walk the hands further forward, keep the arms straight, or you could maybe reach your elbows to the floor, or even lengthening your front torso and reaching your arms out in front. So we keep the pelvis level and the ribs level and nice and relaxed across your shoulders. Ah. Mm. Nice work. Walk your hands back. Great. And then we're going to take that knee back and we're going to be kneeling up. And then we're going to step the left foot forward. And you're going to wiggle your left foot out to the edge of the mat, the left edge of the mat, so that your hands go flat on the floor under your shoulders. And we'll coax the hips forward and let the left knee fall out to the left side. And lifting the breastbone. Good. So we're active in the back leg. Press the top of the foot down and squeezing the knee up away from the Connecting to your flow of breath. Beautiful. All right, and we're going to sweep that left leg back. So we're near in all fours. And then from all fours, step your left knee to your left wrist. Great. We're going to take the left foot as close to the right wrist as is practical for your knee and your hip. So it might not really move much from where you started, or you might be able to bring it forward. And we're going to slide the right leg back and bring the hips as close to the floor as you can. Now, if the hips don't really move that close to the floor and you feel like you're perched in a precarious situation, try some support under your left sit bone so that you feel stable across the pelvis. Beautiful. Let's lift up onto fingertips. If you wrap your fingers around imaginary tennis balls and squeeze, you'll be right on the tips of strong fingers, lifting belly, lifting breastbone, drawing the shoulder blades back. Good. Active in your back leg. So press the top of the foot down. Ooh, looking up. Nice work. And then we're going to walk the hands forward so that we start to draw the torso nice and long out over the front leg. So you might have your arms straight, maybe onto your elbows, or maybe even arms straight out in front. And we try to hold the pelvis level to the floor and the ribs and the shoulders and neck relaxed. Beautiful. And then we're going to walk the hands back. Step your left knee back and then child's pose. Breathing deeply. Beautiful. And then we're going to come up to standing. So tuck the toes under and rolling up. Nice work in your pigeon pose. All right. Now we're going to be doing a one-legged posture, and what we're aiming to do is hold the foot behind. And I'm already wobbling a bit. If you can't reach to do that, you're going to be reaching your foot towards your hand and your hand towards your foot. Could use a strap, but it's too complicated. So the other thing you might need is to hold on to something. Your right hand can hold a wall. I haven't got a wall here, but hold on to a wall. And what I want you to do is have the wall a little way further than you can reach. So once you grab hold of your left foot, we're going to start to bend the torso forward at the hip crease, and then you can hold on to your wall. Good. And we're going to lift the left foot, bring the heel in first to the hip. We'll keep the hips level to the floor. Good. And then you're going to lift the foot back and up and looking forward. Beautiful. And then we're going to release that side. Find your Tadasana. It's quite a energizing posture down one side of the body. So of course we want to even up. All right, so you're going to stand where you might be able to hold onto your wall if you need it as you reach out, reach forward. So we're going to take hold of the right foot now. I'm holding, I didn't say this on the first side, I'm holding my toes so that I can get that extra bit of stretch along the front of the foot. And the first thing we're doing is trying to bring the heel, the right heel, closer to the right knee. Reach your left arm out in front and then tipping the torso forward at the hip crease, reach and hold on to your support. Squeezing the right heel towards the hip. Beautiful. And then we're going to lift the foot, reach the foot back, try to keep the legs parallel and looking forward. Ooh. Nice work. And then we're going to release that side. Turn to face the long edge of your mat. Tadasana. Take the arms by the ears, holding your elbows. I'm going to reach the elbows out in front as far as you can, bringing the bones of the spine forward. Beautiful. And then really start to explore the stretch in your legs. So your elbows are either reaching forward or they're hanging down. But we're trying to keep the bones of the spine embedding forward so that the spine is not feeling like a stegosaurus sheep back. Lovely. And then we'll roll up and bring the arms up. Stretching off at the elbows. So we're still holding the elbows and we're going to bend the torso to the right side. So we open the left ribs. Feel the core of your body stabilizing, supporting the spine as you lift up. And then we're going to lean to the left side. Oh, lengthening between the right ribs. And then back up to the center. Let's go again, side to side. Left ribs opening. And then back to center, feeling stable in your core. Great. And over to the left. So the right ribs are opening between them. Beautiful, stable core as you lift up. I love that. And we'll release the arms. Take some shoulder roll. Up and back is my favorite. We want to do all of them, but of course, so many activities involve rolling the shoulders forward. So let's roll them back. Okay. We'll take the legs out to Trikonasana. And you can step or jump, whatever feels good. I'm taking it easy this morning. So feet about hip width distance. And we'll turn the feet to the right side. So the right foot turns out parallel to the edges of the mat. Left toes in about 30 degrees. As always, you're lining up your right heel with the center of your left foot in an arch. Trikonasana. Let's bring the hands at the hips. We're going to try and angle the front body, particularly from the hips, so that you're more parallel to the long edge of the mat. And lift your kneecaps. So your legs feel really strong, and the core of the body is really supporting a healthy feeling in your spine. Find a feeling. At the very beginning of our practice, we had the blanket underneath the shoulder blades, pressing them to the back ribs. Let's see if we can do that. And then bring the arms out from the shoulder. Lovely. We're going to reach into our Trikonasana to the right. Lengthening your right rib and take your hands to the vertical. Great. Now, really bringing your focus to the core of the body. And you're going to see if you can hold where you are without detriment to the spine. A strong core, strong leg. But lift your right arm off your leg and maybe even bring it by your ear, the right arm by your right ear. Ooh, side core. Yeah, and if it feels okay, you can bring your left arm by your left ear, which adds a little weight. Take that left arm back if it's too strong. Beautiful. We're going to lift the torso and the arms. That is lovely. And bring the arms down. And we'll turn to the second side. Trikonasana. Let's first bring the hands to the hips and just as much as you can, coaxing the front of the hips to the long edge of the mat. Feel your strong leg. The lift of the core and all that support for the spine. Bring the arms from your shoulders. Feel the shoulder blades pressing forward against your back ribs. Reaching your left arm as far as you can. Taking the left arm down onto the left leg. Right arm up. Lengthening the left rib, the right rib. Okay, so now we really need to connect to the core of the body and the strong legs and see if you can take the weight out of your left hand. Even bring the left arm by the left ear. Bringing the right arm by the right ear adds weight, so take it slow. Just check that it's okay. And then we'll lift up. And release the arms. Very nicely done. Turn your toes in. We're going to forward bend here and bring the hands onto the floor under the shoulders. If your hands don't reach the floor, put your hands on your leg. and lengthen the spine forward. Lift up onto straighter arms so you can make a back bend feeling. Press the outside edges of your feet. Lift the inner arches of your feet, the inner ankle bones. Lift the kneecaps, the quadriceps. And we'll bring the hands further forward. Lengthening. Strong legs. Mm. Mm. Let's walk the hands over to the left side and just reach them as far as you can, but particularly reach your right arm. And you'll feel that lovely lengthening of the right lower waist, the right ribs. Keep your neck feeling comfortable, so long, even length to the neck, front, back, and sides. Feel the flow of your breath. Beautiful. And then walking your hands over to the right side and really reaching as far as you can with your left hand. Lovely work. And then coming back to center. And we're going to sit down. So think about how you move. I'm going to wiggle my feet in a little or jump them in and practice my sitting, getting my sit bones as close to the floor so that when I sit, I don't fall. That's the intention. And sitting onto a blanket now. We're going to turn to the right side. Sukhasana, twist. Mm. 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 Finding the breath. Feeling of exploring further movement. Ah. Now we're going to keep the left hand holding the right leg. Take the right arm up by your right ear and lift and lengthen your left rib out and over the left thigh. You're going to reach as far as feels good for your body. So we might be heading the left shoulder to the left knee or even to the floor, the front of the knee. And opening the heart towards the ceiling. The sky. And beyond. Finding the flow of your breath. Beautiful. Coming up, releasing your arm. And swapping the cross of your legs. Sukhasana to the second side. So I'm turning left. And my right hand is on my left leg. It would be easy, natural, common, even to turn and feel like, oh, that's that. That's as far as it goes. But if you bring your focus to your breath and start to really explore where all that extra movement is, exploring your potential. Doing that beautiful twist, and we'll keep the right hand on the left leg. And we're going to lift the left arm up by the left ear. And then lifting and reaching your right rib over your right thigh. We're going to reach as far as we can. Might be heading your right shoulder to your right knee. Or even if you go further than that, the right shoulder in front of the right knee. Turning the heart up towards the ceiling. And then lifting up back to center. Nice work. And we're going to lay down. Pressing your lower back into the floor and lifting your lower back away from the floor. We're going to do those two movements and follow the breath. Follow the exhalation to press your lower back down and the inhalation to lift your lower back. Good. Find a neutral position for your spine now. Feet are hip width and parallel. Lift your right leg so your knee is over your hip. And we're just going to do some ankle rotation. Don't be tempted to go too fast. So take them slow and really try to feel every part of the movement as you rotate your foot around your ankle. There might be some tight or resistant places there. Maybe it doesn't feel particularly circular. Sometimes we seem to turn bits of our body into slabs that all operate in the same direction. And then let's go in the other direction with the foot. Good, exploring. And then front to back, dorsiflexing and plantar flexing, pointing the toes away and back towards you. Okay, so that's just a little sample. And do try this one, especially if you have any trouble with your lower joints. A nice reset for the hips even. Hips, knees, feet, ankles. Okay, we'll relax that leg. We're back in our parallel position. Very important starting spot. And then bring your knee, left knee, over your left hip. So let's rotate the foot around the ankle again, but try to find all the little edges of that movement. Noticing where it's difficult or where the foot wants to skip past and not really attend to that part of the movement. And then the other direction. Shoulders relaxed. So it's good to be able to do this for a little bit longer so you really feel the muscular fatigue set in. We haven't quite got time today. Okay, and then front to back or plantar flex and dorsiflex. Plantar flex, where you point the toes away from you, and dorsiflex, where you point them back towards your knee. Mm, beautiful. Releasing. So hopefully your legs have a nice, tired feeling. We're going to hug the knees into the chest, rock a little from side to side. Let's let the lower body go all the way left, a little forward twist, using your core awareness, lifting up all the way right, using your core awareness, lifting up. If you'd like to stay for Shavasana, please do, and you can lay your legs out to straight if you need to finish practice. Rolling to your right side, and namaste to you. Thank you. Shavasana people, when you lay yourself down flat, just check that that's okay. If there's any tension in your lower back, putting a blanket across underneath your thighs, so across the mat, but under the thighs, can be really supportive and lovely for the back. Mm. Breathing deeply. Give the weight of your body to the floor. You might have begun to notice in your practice there are places in the body that you can be pretty sure are still tense, even when you lay down and intend to relax. And if you know where they are, you've got a little head start. But that's what the body scan is for. If each place is mentioned, check in. If there is tension, see if you can let it go and what that feels. Beginning with your toes. The soles of your feet. The arches of your feet. Ankles. And heels. Lower leg. Knees. Thighs. Hips. The buttocks. Around the sacrum. Pelvic floor and belly. Lower back. Middle back. between your shoulder blades, and between the shoulders. The back ribs and the side ribs. The front ribs. Shoulders, armpits, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, palms, and fingers and thumbs. The back of your neck, your throat, base of your skull, scalp, forehead, around your eyebrows and between them, around your eyes, your nose, and your mouth, lips, and tongue, palate, jaw, ears. And now your whole body, in the focus of your awareness. Breath by breath. Notice now the feeling of being supported by the floor, the action of laying still. Feels a natural movement of your breath. And as you start to move your fingers and your toes, experience the movement
as naturally as you experience the movement of your breath. Hands and feet, feeling your easeful connection between mind and body and breath, bending in your arms and legs and rolling to your right side. Mm. And when you're ready, come up and have a seat. And bring your hands in front of your heart. Notice the feeling of the practice and take that feeling with you. Namaste.